He gave every group $40 and said, you got to start a business with $40. And at the end, we'll present how much revenue we all did. In the first group, we sold hot dogs on the quad. We made $60. The second group was printing T-shirts for Greek life. They made $500 in revenue. And the laundry group, Wake Wash, came up and were like, we did $6,500 in revenue. And the professor was like, you guys should keep doing this.
I want my $40 back. Damn. I'm getting it. I'm right. Shelly, get the checkbook. All right, the moment you've all been waiting for. We're here in San Diego. What happened a few weeks ago, my new friend Mark sent an email and said, we would like you to come to San Diego to the Excellence Conference with the CLA. It's hard not to use certain terms and or say that this is some sort of validation for me and what I do. Maybe I'm just fun at parties. I know that's a fact, but I didn't have to think much, and I said, sure, yes, I will come to San Diego and get the biggest, most fantastical f***ing suite that they have and bring the podcast studio. I would like to introduce these two guys. Like the thumbnail says, it's about $10 million a year among these young gentlemen, these powerhouse silly laundromat people. Seems ridiculous, but it's true. So let's start with Alex. Pronounce your last name if you can.
Smereczniak.
That's easy too. Smereczniak.
My dad corrected me when I was 20 years old. I guess I was saying it wrong all the way up until then. I was saying Smereczniak, and he's like, no, it's 2 syllables, not 3.
20 years old and you couldn't say your own name.
It's that hard.
So you are how old?
31.
Because I don't know you as well as I do Mark, whom I've known for a day. So at 31 years old, married, single?
Engaged.
Engaged. What have you been doing for 31 years?
Yep, so grew up in small town Red Wing, Minnesota. Ended up down in North Carolina for school. I loved basketball. It's crazy when you're 17, 16 years old. The world expects you to know what you want to do and what school you want to go to. And I was like, I like basketball, and Wake Forest and Duke and Chapel Hill are good at basketball, so I'm going to go there. So I ended up in North Carolina, and my dad had a rule with me and my 3 brothers. It was, you're a student first, but you're going to also work a full-time job when you're on campus. So I was picking up bags of dirty laundry on campus and bringing it to Laundromats off campus for a student-run business called Wake Wash. Fell in love with it. I was like, this could work at Duke, Chapel Hill, Vanderbilt. You guys are graduating. I want to buy it. Give me the business. I'll do whatever it takes. And they're like, it's going to be $30,000. My jaw hit the floor. I'm 19, 18 at the time. That's the most money I've ever heard of. Scrapped up my $3,000 that I had and wasn't enough. Found 2 other partners, got to the $30,000, bought it, and it was one of the best experiences I ever had. Got me into the laundry game and pickup and delivery.
I interrupt a lot. So the college thing didn't do for you, the actual college education. It was the fact that there was dirty laundry in the college. And once again, I'm not a fan of higher education, just saying.
I learned more running that laundry business than any class I took at Wake Forest.
Did you graduate?
I did graduate.
Oh, Dad is proud.
Yep.
It's nice to hear that you had that upbringing where the family, understood. I do the same thing with my kids. You want something, work for it. All right, so now you scraped together $30K with 2 other partners. Were these other students or rich kids, or what was the story with them?
Other students. We got to $11K total. Still not, we're a third of the way there. And one of their parents was willing to personally guarantee. Like, we wrote a legitimate promissory note.
Did you learn about that in college?
I helped draft the promissory note. I learned about what a HELOC was, a home equity line of credit, because our parents, that's what they were doing to make up for the $22K we were short. We bought it and we paid back that $22K within 3 weeks of buying the business.
Wow!
Because we started selling subscriptions, so they'd, parents coming onto campus, we'd say, "Hey, sign up $900 for the school year, $450 for a semester. There's a weekly and a biweekly option," and we did $180K in revenue in 2 weeks.
Damn! So the other 2 partners were classmates?
Yep, they were fraternity brothers of mine at the time.
Good for you. All right, and that was how many decades ago?
That was 2011.
Okay.
2011.
This is exciting. So what happened to that business?
So when we bought it, it was basically 1x revenue. They were doing 30K a school year. It was a classroom project. The professor
Yeah,
said-
why'd they sell? Oh, okay.
They were seniors. They were graduating. It was
Yeah.
originally just supposed to be a semester-long classroom project where the professor said, "Hey, here's $40." He personally gave his own money because that's what schools make teachers do. He gave every group $40 and said, "You got to start a business with the $40. Throughout the semester, we'll do ideation, MVP, minimum viable product. We'll do customer research, every kind of step of that process. And at the end, we'll present how much revenue we all did." In the first group, we sold hot dogs on the quad, to drunk kids. We made $60 and everyone's, clapping. Good job.
Oh, God.
The second group was printing T-shirts for Greek life, like sororities, fraternities. They made $500 in revenue. Everyone's clapping. Good job. And the laundry group, Wake Wash, came up and we're like, "We did $6,500 in revenue." And the professor was like, "You guys should keep doing
I want my
this.
$40
You turned
back."
$40 into $6,500.
Damn.
And so they kept doing it. And I worked for them as a bag runner, is what they were called.
Okay.
First thing we did when we bought it is we said, this should be a checkbox option for kids and their parents coming in. Ultimately, the parents are the one paying for it.
Sure.
So this should be front and center on the freshman incoming, website where parents
You're what year now?
It was the beginning
Not
of
the
my
date. You're yeah, you got it.
sophomore year.
Sophomore year. Okay.
Yep. So it was going into my sophomore year. We were like, this
You
needs
had
to
the
be
top hat and the monocle. Holy I mean, this is great.
The thing that took us from 30K to 180K in 2 weeks was making the school partner with us and put it on the website.
Making. You did not give them a choice.
We went in and we're like, look, you want us to be like poster children for you. Look what our students are doing. They're running businesses. They're being entrepreneurial. This should be
Dude.
front and center on the page. You want us to be successful. And they're like, yep, we'll give you a booth at orientation. So it was get your meal plan, get your parking pass, get your Wake Wash package.
This just reminds me of every coming of age film where you roll in there and you tell the principal you're going to do this and this and this, and they're like, God damn, these kids are too smart to be going to college. Awesome.
And it worked. I mean, parents had their wallets out. I mean, I don't know if you've got kids that have gone through school or not yet.
My kids aren't going to college. You crazy?
But they're, checkbooks are out. All right, get the books, get the meal plan. Oh, there's a laundry table, get that too.
Yeah.
And they signed up, and even though laundry was included in room and board.
Ooh.
So I
But
think
this was a service. This was a
an extra
nice
service. And
Yeah. So they could get drunker and eat more hot dogs and
study more.
yeah. Wow. All right, so now it's your sophomore year and you've got two partners. I let me just guess, you're going across the street to the next college and the next college. No?
So we started out first year. Let's get it right. Let's. This is way more volume than they were doing previously. We ended up getting a van. We started hiring other, freshmen, sophomore to run in and get bags. I remember
Hot
this one
chicks.
guy, Big Mike. We had Big Mike was awesome. He was like a pack mule. He'd have 180 pounds on his back, and he'd just be running through the hallways. Just because we didn't
Whoa.
pay per hour. We said you get $20 a shift. You get it done in 30 minutes. You get $20. If you get done in an hour and 10
love
minutes,
it.
you get $20.
Same thing I tell my gardener.
So
Flat
Big
rate.
Mike was like, he figured it out. He's like, oh yeah, I can go in, I can grab 180 pounds, and I can be done. And he had a deep
Yeah.
voice like that.
Mongo, do laundry.
Yep.
Love it.
So the first year we focused on running the business. I was sitting in my finance classes just working on this. I was texting employees, talking to my partners about how we could update the website this way. And
Getting an F in finance while you're making 180,000.
the cool thing was I could take Wake Wash and say, hey, how does this actually apply to something meaningful versus this theoretical thing or this thing
Yes.
because that's where it got boring to me. And so it was in a financial modeling class. I was like, oh, I'm going to use this to make my financial model for Wake Wash. It made learning a lot more engaging and exciting than it would have been.
Money
otherwise.
does that.
Yeah, we started. This originally was supposed to be hey, we'll get to learn how to run a business. It'll be a resume builder.
Dude, a
To,
$40
holy
class
shit,
project.
We're making 80 grand in cash flow, 100K in cash flow a year between the three of us, and we're working on it 15 hours a week, 20 hours a week.
So did you buy the parents a new house with their shitty HELOC that they were giving you the money?
My mom got a golden retriever, and my dad went golfing at St. Andrews.
I love it. All right, so what happens next?
So we grow it. Of course, we have ambitions. We're going to take over every university in the country.
That's what I would think,
We're
yeah.
building the model. Hey, if we get to 300 schools, this is a $100 million, $200 million a year business. This is crazy.
There you go.
So we go to High Point.
Every school.
We go to Duke.
Facebook.
And they just shut us down. And then I learned the hard lesson of schools are so bureaucratic, so much red tape.
Right.
I never want to sell to a university again in my life or the government.
Okay.
They're just
So nobody was interested. at the other schools
The
because
kid-
you weren't part of their alma mater? You think it was
The
that?
administration, yes. So the kids, yes. The kids are like, we want the service.
Yeah.
Parents are like, yes, we want the service. The school's like, that's risk, that's liability. What if one of your workers assaults a student? What if they steal something? What if it's easier for me to just say no? Why do I
Yeah.
bring another vendor on?
Did
campus when I
anyone
don't
come
have
up
to?
with this since or immediately?
So
I would
there's
assume other students, as soon as there's blood in the water, they would say,
a
"Oh,
lot
we're
of
gonna do it."
schools have their own kind of version of what we did.
Okay.
The biggest
At
that
that time or now?
At that time, there was a few. The
Okay.
biggest one was called University Laundry. The guy's name is Nathan. I can't think of his last name.
Another
right now.
hard last name.
He sold out to Procter and Gamble. It's called Tide University now.
I'm getting. I'm right. Shelly, get the checkbook.
So there but
Damn.
this shows how hard it is. Tide University, or University Laundry is what it was previously, had been around for, let's call it 10 years. They were at 14 schools.
Wow.
That's how hard it
Yeah.
is to get on campus and get the
Red
university
tape,
to say.
bureaucracy, bullshit. Sure.
And that's with them putting trucks, and this is so inconvenient. There's a truck in like a random parking lot, and the kids haul this 40-pound bag of clothes plus their bag with another 40 pounds of books.
The client.
The client.
Okay.
Because the school won't let them into the dorms, which is what we were doing with Wake Wash. We'd go into the dorms. You just set it out. It's easy.
Yeah.
And
So you got lucky.
we got lucky, right?
Yeah.
They wanted our pitch of, hey, you want us to be successful because you can go put us on Wake Forest magazine or in your emails about
Sure,
look, our
sure.
kids are being entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
And that worked. As soon as we went to our school, it's like, who the hell are you? You're over there, and we don't want to deal with the liability.
I wish I was right there next to you because we would have had the fake the fake letter jerseys, you know.
I am
Buy
a
football
student.
Jersey,
Yeah.
right? Paint your face.
Literally on the
way,
on the way in, you stop off at the student union and just grab a T-shirt.
Get a
and
little
be like,
fake ID made up real quick.
yeah, hell yeah. That's how I get in fucking trouble.
We
That's
we
what I
tried
would do.
taking the joint venture approach where we'd identify entrepreneurial students on campus and say, hey, we'll give you 49%, we get 51.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll show you how to start the business, run the business,
Hell yeah.
you'll make some money, and then we'll walk you through an exit.
And
What it's
then
like
you
to
got to the staff and they said,
same
fuck.
shit, like, oh, this now feels predatory to our students. I was like, this kid is literally
It's real
the
business.
kid was in the meeting with us saying, no, I want to do this. I want the 49%. I want them to show me
Yeah.
how.
Oh,
And they're like, yeah, but no, it's if they own 51, then it could. I was like, but he's going to graduate in 2 years. We're the constant, so that you guys aren't dealing with a
Of
new
course.
kid every 2 years. Like, you got a professional organization.
that
that's
must have
done
been
this.
so. This is like
I
the movie.
hated it.
This is like Rudy. Like so frustrating, you know. But there's no happy ending. Not yet. Not when it comes to the university.
The university route, I let go. We sold our business for 10 times what we bought it for when we graduated.
to other students that
to
were
other
coming
students. It's since changed hands 6-7 times since I graduated. No, so we bought it for $30K. We ended up selling it for $300.
I'm pretty sure this hot water heater's got a few more good years left in it.